In this video, I'm going to show you the three principles, the three techniques of strength training for a bulletproof lower back so you can get out of back pain and stay there. So if you stay with me till the end, you'll understand the three angles and the three facets of back strength training to build that bulletproof back and to do those activities you've always wanted to do. And who am I? My name is Ben. I'm the founder of Back Muscle Solutions, creator of this channel, creator of all this content. I make this stuff because for 4 years I had debilitating, crippling low back pain, and now I don't, and I help people like you get out of it. And I feel like it's my duty to share these techniques because for 4 years I was miserable, and I don't want you to go through that too. Before I get into the video, there's still open enrollment for my one-to-one back pain mastery coaching. Book a call at me with the link below if you are interested at all. And now for the video that you clicked on. So strength training for an iron back, and yes, I ran out of space. There are three angles to the back, so I want you to stop looking at the back and the core as just kind of one group of muscles, but rather three angles and three sides to the back as a whole. You have the front, meaning the blocky abs in the front, the hip flexors, these muscles here. You have the side, meaning the obliques and the QL and all of your side-to-side supporting muscles in here. And then you have the back, and the back meaning the multifidus, the erectors, the QLs again when they're moving in conjunction with each other, and the glutes and the lats as well, that are all going to build up a well-rounded, healthy, bulletproof, strong core. And you don't want to neglect any of these muscle groups, or you could suffer because of it. I did for a long time. I had strength in some of these areas, but not all of them, and I could never really get to where I wanted to be because of it. So I'm going to go through all three of these and tell you kind of what they are and what you can do to work on them. Starting with the front, we have the abs. These are kind of the show blocky muscles in the front, the rectus abdominis. And why you want to build these muscles in the front isn't necessarily for the aesthetic. So if you're doing a lot of, say, crunches or sit-ups, you're probably doing this wrong. You want to do higher impact moves like V-ups, planks, heavy med ball crunches, anything that requires a lot of pressure and bracing in the front. And what that's going to help do is help build that internal kind of weightlifting belt to help you be able to withstand more pressure and protect the lower back from outside stress. And when you cultivate this, you can just oppose movement a lot better. You can handle more stresses. You can get punched in the gut. You can lift heavier things. You can do higher impact activities. Life's just a lot better. Moving on to the next one, we have the side. This is mostly the QL and the obliques, but it's also all these little stabilizing muscles like glute medius and some of the rib cage muscles as well. And when you think side to side, it's not just for crazy athletic movements. It's also for things as simple as walking. Like walking is actually more of a lateral movement than people realize. You're on one leg the whole time. When you're on one leg, you have this side QL and this side glute medius firing. And if you lack strength and endurance in these muscles, it's just going to become a pain trigger for you, because the progression of how pain comes into these muscles is that A, they lack strength and endurance, and then when you put them through everything, they get tired, and then when they get tired, they get tight because they spasm, because they have to protect your back, and then they cause pain. So lack of strength leads to fatigue, leads to tightness, leads to pain. We want to avoid that altogether by building a ton of strength and endurance in these two muscles in particular. If you ever train with athletes or people at that upper echelon, higher level, they naturally have insane strength and stability in these muscles. A lot of athletic training just naturally works in movements like this because it has to. Because if you aren't strong side to side in every plane of motion, like life doesn't just happen in this two-dimensional plane. It's 3D, it's fluid, things happen. Work up to insane amounts of strength and endurance in these muscles and just watch your performance and back health go through the roof. The third facet, the third angle of back strength training is, believe it or not, the back. So the back actually contains quite a few muscle groups. I listed lats, erectors, glutes, and multifidus here, but there's actually quite a few more. It's basically anything on the back side of the body, not just muscles in the lower back, but also the mid back and below the back and the upper glutes. All those are going to be stabilizers and contribute to a well-rounded, strong, healthy core. And you want strength and endurance in all of these muscles. So if you're not doing things like back extensions safely, of course, and with natural, safe progression, reverse hyperextensions, glute bridges, upper glute exercises, if you're not working those into your routine, you can't have a well-rounded core and a healthy back because of it, because that's going to be a weak point for you, and it's always going to hinder you from being that high-level athlete you want to be. So if you lack strength here, it's always going to hold you back. If you think of these as like three pillars, like say your strength in the front is very high, your strength in the side is also very high, but your strength here is very low, this is going to be your ceiling. Your ceiling is going to be hindered by whatever your weakest point is. So you want to build all of these up very high so that you don't have any weak points and it can live that happy, pain-free athletic lifestyle you always want to do. And lastly, before I wrap this up, one good telltale that you need to build back strength in particular is if you have standing induced pain. So if you can't stand for more than, say, an hour at a time, like if you go to church or you go to like a fair and you're just standing on it all day, you're on your feet and your back just locks up, it just gets tired, you're walking, you're standing, it is definitely these muscles in the back that need work. Because if you had more strength and endurance in your upper glutes, in your lower back, those muscles just wouldn't fatigue. They would stay strong all day. They'd be able to withstand the pressure of just standing, which really isn't that intense, but since we sit all day, we kind of lose that. Without a doubt, 10 out of 10 times, this needs work if you can't stand. There you have it, the 3 strength training angles, facets for a well-rounded, healthy, bulletproof back. And if you're interested in working with me one-to-one in my back pain mastery, I still do have a couple spots open, so book a call with me below. I have a couple different options on how you can work with me, so if you're interested at all, just book the call and we can kind of work through a way that works best for both of us. But how most folks are doing it is you work with me until you don't want to anymore. So you are in the back pain mastery program until you don't want to be, so our incentives are completely aligned to get you in and out as soon as possible, to get you better to whatever goal you want to do. We are having some pretty crazy results in there. People that are overcoming 4, 5, 8 years of back pain in just a couple months. So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool what we're doing in there. If you're interested at all, book that call below. Back pain sucks. I was in there for a long time. We figured it out. I don't want you guys to be stuck in that either. So book that call if you're interested in working with me one-to-one, or if you're interested in my kind of lower cost products as well. But thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the love, and we'll see you in the next one.